Hello everyone, welcome back to Atreyu Crochet. So in today's video, we are going to be making this absolutely beautiful and absolutely easy scarf. The cool thing about this scarf is that, as you can see, we're going to be making clusters. Things you will need include a pair of scissors, a darning weaving tapestry needle, some yarn. I will leave a link to this yarn in the description. And then this yarn calls for size H, 5mm, and that is US crochet hook. Alright, let's get to it. So we're going to take our yarn, wrap it around our finger, twist exchange, pull this over that like that, and then pull this one over that one and off the finger while lifting up on the one that's still on the finger, leaving a little hole. Insert your size H 5mm US crochet hook, alright, and pull to tighten. So, in terms of the multiple, you're just going to chain an even number of stitches, okay? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Alright, I'm going to stretch this out to see what I think about this width for a scarf. I think that's wide enough for a scarf. Alright, and now I am going to work a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So this is the first chain from the hook. That's the second chain from the hook. Just go in there. You can get one loop like that, or you can get two. Okay, like that. Yarn over, pull through to the front. That leaves you with two loops. Yarn over, go through two. And then we're just going to put one single crochet in every chain across. Okay, so every chain will get one single crochet. You can do that to help you get your bearings to see where your chains are. Okay, so this is a light yarn, so it's probably going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it's yarn nonetheless, so just take your time. Okay, so that chain, that single crochet is in that chain, so this is the next chain, so we'll just go in there and make a single crochet. Alright, so those are single crochets. I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll meet you once I get to the other side. See you there. I'm almost across. 17. 18. And there's my final chain. 19. So I have 19 single crochets. Okay, I chained 20, but because I skipped one, that left me with 19 stitches. Okay, that's what you want. Now you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to turn your work. This chain 3 will count for that single crochet. It's actually coming out of it, so we're going to skip that one. And in the next single crochet, so the second one over, we're going to put a double crochet. So for those of you who don't know how to make a double crochet, yarn over, slice the icing off the top of the cake. Yarn over, pull through to the front. You have 3 loops. Yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to do a cluster stitch, but we're going to cluster around that double crochet that we just made. So watch this. Yarn over, we're going to go on the right side of the double crochet to the back, yarn over, pull through to the front. We have 3 loops. Okay, we're going to do it again. Yarn over, go to the back on the right side of the stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front. We've done that twice now. We're going to do it again. Yarn over, go on the right side, yarn over, pull through to the front. So we did that a total of 3 times. Now we're going to yarn over and go through 6 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's going to leave us with 2 loops, and we'll yarn over and go through those 2 remaining loops. Okay. All right. We're going to now skip a single crochet, and in the one thereafter, we're going to put another double crochet. So yarn over, slice the icing off the top of the stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front, 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to make another cluster around that double crochet. So yarn over and do this 3 times. 1, yarn over, 2, yarn over, 3. Okay. Now yarn over and go through 6 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's the 6th one. Once you go through 6 loops, you should have 2 loops left. So yarn over and go through the remaining 2. Okay. So those clusters are kind of hiding the double crochets. You can see the bottoms of them there. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of like a cocoon. It's really cool. All right. And we're just going to continue doing that across. So what's the next step? We skip the next available single crochet, which is there, right? And we put a double crochet in the next one. Notice that the double crochet and its cluster is in that one, so that's the next available. We skip that one and we put a double crochet in that one. All right, so double crochet and then cluster around that stitch. 1, 2, 3. Now you yarn over and go through 6 loops. You'll know you've gone through 6 loops once you have 2 left on your crochet hook. Yarn over, go through 2. Okay. Skip the next single crochet. Make a double crochet in the one thereafter, and then yarn over, go around it 3 times. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. To help you get through these loops, make sure you turn your hook. So we'll yarn over and then turn your hook that way, and then just go through all but 2 loops, and then yarn over and go through the remaining 2. Okay, and this is what it should look like. So continue doing that across, and I'll meet you once we get down to the last 2 or 3 stitches. See you there. All right, so now we're down to our last 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're going to continue doing what we've been doing all along. So that double crochet is in that single crochet. We skip this single crochet, and in the one thereafter right there, that's where we put the double crochet. So we just put a double crochet in there like normal, and now we do the cluster around it. We make the cocoon like we've been doing. Okay, and then we yarn over and go through all but 2 loops, and then yarn over, go through the last remaining 2. Alright, so that leaves us with this 1 single crochet on the end, and you might imagine, because I like symmetry, we have this chain 3 which started this row, so we're going to put a double crochet there on the end to kind of make it look symmetrical. So yarn over, slice the icing off the top of the final single crochet, which is there like that. Yarn over, pull through to the front, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, and this is what you get. Okay, so now we're going to do in the next row a row of single crochets again. So chain 1, turn your work. Alright, and now we're just going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch across. This chain 1 counts for that stitch on the end right there. Okay, you see it's coming out of it, so we will not put a single crochet in there. However, we will go into the next stitch and put 1 there. So slice the icing and put a single crochet, and then just slice the icing and put a single crochet in every stitch across. Okay, so you might be wondering, there are 2 tops there, but I really only see 1 stitch. Well, technically there are 2 stitches there. You have the cluster, which corresponds to that top, right? But then you have the double crochet right there, which the cluster is around, which is that top. So that's why you have 2 tops even though you kind of only see one stitch or one body. Technically you do see two bodies. You see the cluster and then you see the bottom of the double crochet, but that's why you have two tops. Okay, so slice the icing and just make your single crochets across like that. Okay, so just continue doing that, putting one single crochet in every stitch across, whether it's the cluster or the double crochet that's hidden in the cocoon. Okay, and I will meet you once we get over there. Alright, I'm almost at the end. I just want to show you, there's that chain 3 that we started with. Okay, just put your single crochet in the top chain of that chain 3. So just get in there where you can. Ideally the top chain, it might be a little tight, so just take your time getting in there. Okay, I'm in. I was in. Okay, I'm in. Yarn over and go through 2. And now we're going to repeat. Okay, so we're going to repeat those 2 rows, the single crochet and the cluster stitch double crochet rows. But now it's time to repeat the cluster double crochet rows. So we start out always by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for this type of row. Turn your work. Remember that chain 3 counts for that single crochet that it's coming out of, so we do not work with that single crochet on the end. We do, however, go into the next stitch, the next single crochet right there, and that's where we put our double crochet, and now we cluster around it. So I'm just gonna cluster right quick because you guys know how to do this already. Go through 6 loops, and that should leave you with 2 on your crochet hook, as long as you don't split any, right? Alright, still splitting. Okay, and then yarn over, go through the remaining 2. Now at this point, don't forget to skip the next one and then put a double crochet in the one thereafter. Okay, and then just continue repeating what you've already done. Okay. Alright, I'm going to continue in this fashion and I'll meet you at the other end. See you there. So as you can see, I have reached a new section of the yarn, different color, which is cool. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this row on camera and then I'm going to let you guys go. Okay, so skip the next single crochet and then the one thereafter, put a double crochet. Now cluster around that double crochet. Yarn over, go through 6 loops, leaving 2 on your crochet hook. Now yarn over, go through 2. Okay. Skip the next single crochet which is there, and then guys, do not forget that chain 1, that turning chain on the end. That's where we're going to put our double crochet. Remember, you want it to be symmetrical. Think about how you started this row. You started it with a chain 3, so that's why we put the double crochet on the end. Okay. And this is what you guys will get. It is so beautiful. Tell me that's not awesome, right? This is going to be an amazing scarf. And it's super easy, like I said. So I'm going to continue working on this for a while. And yeah, you should end with a row of single crochet, just for symmetry's sake as well. You guys know I am a symmetry freak, as I've said several times. So yeah, make your last row, a row of single crochet, and then I'll pop back on and show you how to weave in that tail, and then we're out of here. See you soon. Alright, so there are a few things that I wanted to point out before I end this video, and so I'm just going to go through a couple of more rows. Okay, so I just finished a row of single crochet. This will be how you end your final project, but as I said, I'm going to do a couple of rows. So at the end of the single crochet row, you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You turn your work. Then remember that chain 3 counts for that first single crochet. So in the second single crochet there, right there, that's where you put your double crochet. So yarn over, slice the icing off the top of the cake, and make your double crochet. Whenever you crochet a double crochet along the body, for this row, this is where we do the cocoon. Okay, we do that cluster stitch. So you yarn over, go on the right side of the double crochet to the back, yarn over, pull through to the front. You do that 3 times. So that's 1. Yarn over, go down a little bit lower. That's 2. Yarn over, go down a little bit lower. And that's 3. Okay? I say go lower because I want to spread those loops along the body of the double crochet. Now that I've done that, I'm going to yarn over and go through 6 loops, leaving 2 loops. Okay? Once I get down to 2 loops, after going through those first 6, I yarn over again and go through the remaining 2. Alright. Now I yarn over, I skip the next single crochet and go into the one thereafter, and that's where I put my double crochet. You'll notice that this double crochet will line up with that double crochet, which lines up with that one, and so on. So if you see that it's lined up with the double crochets in the rows below, then that's further confirmation that you're going into the right stitch. Remember, you always skip a single crochet and then put the double crochet into the one thereafter, the single crochet thereafter. After you make your double crochet, that's when you start to cocoon. You start your cluster. So yarn over, go around to the back, yarn over, pull through to the front. That's 1. Yarn over, go a little bit further down. When I say go further down, I mean reach down further along the length of the double crochet, yarn over and pull through to the front. That's 2. Yarn over, reach down even further down. See how I reached down further? Yarn over, pull through to the front. That's 3. And what that does is it spreads out the loops along the double crochet. Because they're spread out, it also makes it easier when you're trying to go through the loops. So when I yarn over, it makes it easier to go through all the loops, leaving 2 and then yarning over, going through 2. Okay? You guys know I like to get into a rhythm when I crochet, so that's what I'm going to do. Yarn over, skip the next single crochet, go into the one thereafter. Yarn over, make my double crochet. Yarn over, cocoon down, 1. Yarn over, cocoon down, 2. Yarn over, cocoon even further down, 3. Yarn over, go through all the loops except for 2, leaving 2 on your crochet hook. Yarn over, and then go through 2. Yarn over, skip the next one, go into the one thereafter. Yarn over, and make your double crochet. Now, yarn over, cocoon down for 1. Yarn over, cocoon down for 2. Yarn over, cocoon down for 3. Yarn over, go through all the loops, leaving 2 on your hook. Okay, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, skip the next single crochet, go into the one thereafter, make your double crochet, yarn over, cocoon down, yarn over, cocoon down, yarn over, cocoon down. And go through all the loops except for 2, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, skip that one, go into the next one. Make your double crochet. Once again, notice that double crochet is over the one a couple of rows below. Now cocoon. Cocoon down for 2. Cocoon even further down for 3. Alright. Yarn over, skip, next one, double crochet. Yarn over, cocoon, cocoon down, cocoon down. When you hear the cocoon down, that should remind you to reach lower and lower along that double crochet. Yarn over, skip the next one, go into the next one, make a double crochet. Yarn over, cocoon down. Yarn over, cocoon down. Yarn over, cocoon down. Yarn over, go through all those loops except for 2, and then yarn over, go through the remaining 2. Yarn over, skip that one, go into the next one, make your double crochet. Yarn over, cocoon down for 1, yarn over, cocoon down for 2, yarn over, cocoon down for 3, yarn over, go through all the loops except for 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay? Yarn over, skip the next one, and then there is a little single crochet right on the end. It's at the top of that chain 3, so just make a double crochet at the end. Remember, the reason we make a double crochet at the end is to make it look symmetrical, because we started with the chain 3. Alright, chain 1, turn your work. The other thing I wanted to show you was the single crochet row. Okay, so skip that first stitch, that double crochet that we just made, and go into the next stitch. Okay, when you're making these single crochets across this row, you're going to notice that some of these tops are large like that, every other one, and then some are smaller. The large tops are the ones where you did your cocoon. You made that cluster. Okay, so for example, here's a large top. We'll slice the icing off the top of the cake, make a single crochet like that. The next top is there and it's smaller, and that belongs to the double crochet that we cocooned around. So slice the icing and still make a single crochet. Large, which corresponds to the cocoon, make a single crochet. The next one is smaller, and we make a single crochet. Okay, it can help you if you're looking at it from like this to turn it like this so you can clearly see what the next top is. Another reason for doing that is with all of the cocoons, you could accidentally go into a cocoon. If you're looking at it like that, from your perspective here, you're in the top of the stitch, right? But on this side, you see that you've interrupted the cocoon, and that's not what you want. When in actuality, you only meant to do that, okay? Because that's the top of the stitch. That other loop is part of the cocoon. So this is another good reason for kind of giving yourself an area view to make your single crochets, okay? So just go into every stitch, slicing the icing off the top of the cake, making a single crochet in there, okay? And you'll get across this row really fast. Remember, this is the row that you're going to want to end on. You want to end on a single crochet row so that you achieve symmetry when you compare the beginning of the scarf to the end of the scarf, okay? And I just want to show you one more thing at the end of this row. So I'm going to continue working through. Okay, now I'm down to my last 3 stitches. So obviously this big one, right, that big top, that corresponds to the cocoon. So I slice the icing, put my single crochet around it, and then I have this one and then this chain 3. What you can do is pull the chain 3 a little bit to the left, and that will expose the top, the small top that belongs to that double crochet that's hiding under there, right? And then you'll make your single crochet. And then you guys don't forget to put your last single crochet in the top chain of that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Just get in there where you can and make a single crochet. Okay, at this point you would chain 1, cut your yarn, and fasten off. Alright, I'm going to make this longer, but I don't need to go any longer for me to complete this video for you guys. So that's why I am not doing that. But I will show you before I go how to weave in the tail. So after you chain 1, cut your yarn, fasten off, you weave in the tail. Obviously I'm not doing that, so I'll show you how to weave in the tail at the other end where I started, which is here. And I'm sure most of you guys know how to weave in tails by now, but just in case you're very new, haven't seen any other videos showing how to weave in the tail, I just want to show it. So you'll feed that yarn through your darning weaving tapestry needle and then go through some stitches in one direction like that, okay, and then go back in the other direction. Now if you don't have a super long tail, something that you can do is place your darning weaving tapestry needle through the stitches that you're going to want to go through, and then feed the tail through the needle. So basically you're positioning the needle where you want the yarn to go, but then you feed it through and then pull it through. Okay, that's just something, a little trick that you can use if you have a short tail, and then you cut that down without cutting your work. Okay, and that's how you weave in your tails. Okay, notice I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 9 clusters, 9 cocoons, and the row that I'm currently working on and the row that will be my last row will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cocoons as well. Okay, so you should be maintaining the number of cocoons or clusters that you have per row. That's how you'll know that you're not accidentally increasing or decreasing. Okay, so this is a beautiful pattern. It's really easy, and yeah, it's kind of one of those projects that I consider just really delicate. Like, I wouldn't make this scarf for anyone because obviously it takes a little bit of time with all that cocooning that you're doing, right? Whenever you're making clusters, it requires more yarn and requires more time. But it's really something special, when you finish. So lastly, I'll say in terms of width, it's about 5 inches, which is a little bit more than 12.5 centimeters. Okay, and the length is to be determined because I'm not done crocheting with it. And the length is going to be, I would say, more than 5 feet, more than 60 inches, so it'll be greater than 152 centimeters. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy crocheting.